So let's see now what young Clayton Kershaw will do. Kershaw's fastball got him swinging.
How can you not be excited about Clayton Kershaw?
Hanging a bunch of K's like wallpaper out there.
And Clayton Kershaw is having some kind of a night.
Public enemy number one, that big curveball.
The greatness of Clayton Kershaw shown off yet again. Yet another check mark on the remarkable resume of Clayton Kershaw.
I think this is the best we've seen that slider. That's unhittable.
And with that, 300 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw.
We start to take it for granted because he just goes out there every fifth day and dominates over and over and over again.
He strikes him out and passes Sandy Koufax. Clayton Kershaw stands alone in second place in the Dodger all-time list for strikeouts.
There it is.
Clayton Kershaw, the Dodger strikeout king. The ravine rises, ready to erupt.
Strike three called! Strikeout number 3,000 for Clayton Kershaw! History at Dodger Stadium!
The 20th person to ever strike out 3,000 batters, only the third to do it with one team. Walter Johnson, Bob Gibson, and now Clayton Kershaw, who's kind enough to join us live on MLB Network. Clayton, congratulations. We were all riveted to the television watching you do your thing. Describe the emotion of the moment when that called strike three occurred.
I mean, honestly, just relief. You know, it took long enough. Got a full 6 innings in there, but finally pulled it off. So it was just, you know, looking back on it, you know, other than giving up too many runs, I wouldn't have changed too much about last night. It was so special, man. Just having everybody behind me. The fans here were so fired up. I think that was one of the coolest things was after the 5th inning, you know, I had thrown so many pitches and, you know, running back out for the 6th, like hearing that crowd, that was about as loud as I've heard it for a regular season game here. So just everything was pretty special, man. I tried to take it all in as best I could last night, but didn't sleep much, and it's still with me right now. It's pretty awesome.
It was awesome. Clayton, it's Pete. Congratulations, buddy. I want to ask you about, you talked about going out for the 6th. What was that conversation like with Doc after 5? We all wanted you to go back out. Was there any doubt? What was the conversation?
No, Doc didn't say anything, so I knew I was going to get to go back out. He usually doesn't say anything if I get another shot at it.
That's
so
right.
that was awesome. You know, Doc was in it with me. He definitely wanted me to get it here, and I made everybody sweat. I made my wife sweat. I made everybody sweat. It took way too long, but I finally got it done. So I'm just so thankful it got to happen at Dodger Stadium, and man, it was just it was a really surreal moment for me, and it was more than I could have ever thought. It was awesome.
Clayton, what does it mean to have your teammates rally behind you like that and to be able to share a moment like this with them?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said afterwards in the clubhouse to the guys. I was like, you know, individual awards and stuff and success is great, but if you don't have anybody to celebrate it with, it doesn't mean too much. So to have those guys in the clubhouse and to have, you know, Freddie was constantly reminding me how many strikeouts I had left, and just having everybody there getting a toast after the game, it was that's the kind of stuff that you remember. You know, you don't remember the stuff you do on your own. You do it with the people around you. So that was an incredible moment for me.
You keep using the word thankful, but are you thankful to yourself for managing your career the way you did? Because you had opportunities in free agency to sign with other organizations, and it's the truth, you did. But you had the foresight to recognize that these moments could happen, and to have them all happen with a Dodger uniform on. Have you had a moment to go, I am so glad I made this long-term decision?
I don't know if I thought about it in terms like that, but I'm super grateful to be here for as long as I have been. You know, I think however it worked out, for whatever reasons that I'm here for however many years it's been, is I'm very thankful for that. And I don't think I truly appreciated it when I was younger going through it, but, you know, now looking back to get to be here with one organization, you know, you think about like, you know, Todd Helton, Chipper Jones, Derek Jeter, these guys that did it with one uniform on, that's pretty cool. And so I don't take that for granted anymore. That's pretty special.
Clayton, I want you to just keep going. I know there's countless. We talk about family first off, seeing your family up there going crazy. That was amazing. You can't do what you've done, any of us were able to do, without incredible support system. Talked about your family. I want to hear trainers' names, catchers, strength stuff. I know there's a long list of names. Get some of them in, buddy.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that put this carcass back together a lot of times to get me back out there on the mound. So I'm super thankful for that. But yeah, I mean, Ellen, my kids, like, that's been it makes it mean that much more to have them there. And, you know, that spot on the front row on the Dodger Stadium on that second section is kind of like the family section. And so Ellen's been there for everything. She's seen the good ones, she's seen the bad ones and the really bad ones. And, you know, now my older two kids definitely remember. My younger two, not so much, but it was a special night for all of us. And, yeah, it just means so much more to have people to get to celebrate it with. And Ellen, my wife, there's no better person to get to celebrate other people's success. So it was pretty amazing.
Clayton, let's go ahead and scrap the cameras, you know, the fans, the cheers, you know, the people around you. You finally find a quiet moment by yourself. Maybe it's before you went to bed, before you went to sleep. What was your inner dialogue like?
Ooh, inner dialogue. I think just grateful, man. You know, I think just so grateful, so thankful just to be a part of it, to get to do it for as long as I have. And you know, I think that's it, man. As you get older, you realize that you might not have as many opportunities you would want to go back up on that mound. And Dodger Stadium is a very special place for me. And so to get to do it here and be here, I don't have a lot of words other than just super thankful, super grateful to get to do it.
Here you are at 37 years old. You're 4-0 with a 3.43. Oh, by the way, you're doing it on the mound. How happy are you with what's coming out of your hand at the moment?
Well, that was awesome last night. You know, I was on the hook there, and we got in the ninth, and Freddie, all those guys, Freddie with the huge hit, but all the walks, and Shohei getting the stolen base there, like that really put the icing on the cake for the night to get that win there at the end. So that was awesome. But, man, when you're part of a good team, you get wins. You know, I know y'all talk about the win for a pitcher all the time on the show, but that's true. I mean, if you're on a good team, you just have an opportunity to get more wins. So that's another reason I'm super thankful to be a Dodger. You get a lot more wins than losses. So that's pretty awesome.
And the pretty perfect pitch, though, to end the inning. Like the moment, right? We were talking about it. Could you imagine if it was called strike three and it was just like a half-inch, like off the plate? Aren't you glad it was like a perfect backdoor pitch to get that called strike three?
See, when you call it backdoor, it sounds perfect. I call it a backup slider that just ended up back there, you know? It just backed up in a good spot. So at the end of the day, I'll take it. I needed that third one. I don't care how it looked. I got it done, so it was awesome.
It was so fun to watch. Clayton, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. That was one of the top moments of the year. Congratulations again.